Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Ahsoka. This is season 1, episode 5, part 5, and I've really been looking forward to this. I had trouble sleeping last night because I was just so excited. Yeah, of course, like the episode comes out around 3 a.m. for us here in Denmark, so we have to wait till the morning and stay off of social media and everything. But now we're finally sitting down to watch it, and it's. I try not to let my expectations get in the way of my viewing experience, and that goes for everything. But it's hard not to just have semi-high expectations for this one, especially because it's been hyped so much, even by the people behind the scenes, and they're calling this a very special episode. It's even being shown in select theaters in the US, not here in Denmark, of course, but like we wouldn't do that even if we had the chance, because we want to react to it here on camera. But yeah, suffice to say, I can't wait to get into it. So do you have anything you want to say before we start? Nope. All right, then all I have to say is just quickly the usual stuff. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, throw in a comment. It really helps out with the algorithm. And also check out our Patreon page, where you can of course support the channel and you can watch uncuts, early reactions. We have some exclusives over there as well. So yeah, again, check it out. There's a link down in the description. And there we go. Are you ready? Yes, okay. I think I am too. Oh, Ahsoka, part 5. Here we go. That was such a good fight.
You and I share a common goal: to make this journey. You to be reunited with your long-lost friend.
A lot of people really gave Sabine a lot of shit for that decision, but
sure,
knowing her character, and I get it. It's not smart per se, but personally, like, I understand her decision. Bless ya.
Just adding some sound effects here.
Choo choo.
Lasers.
Oh, that was such a cool effect as well when they went into hyperspace.
Didn't expect to see you so soon.
Anakin.
Ugh, already.
Aww. If you need a hand, you know where it is.
Yes, I might. Yeah, that thing's gone. Oh.
Can I come out now?
All right, but don't wander off too far. We don't know this planet, so keep Chopper with you.
Come on, Chopper.
I have a feeling that Jason is going to be instrumental in like finding Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And where she is, maybe.
Fits perfectly.
Yeah. Just hide behind the murder bot. Oh! Dang. He thinks that he lost both of them.
They never listen.
Go for it.
But he's not gonna.
Shadow Warrior.
Oh. Shadow Warrior. Interesting. Okay. Here we go.
Anakin.
Look at that place.
So interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You look the same.
You look old.
Wow, thank you.
Tell me what's going on.
Yes, please.
I'm here to finish your training.
What?
It's a little late for that. What's the lesson, Master?
Live or die.
I won't fight you.
I've heard that before.
Okay. Can you give some more details as to why we're doing this? Not that I don't like seeing Anakin fight again, but why?
Because of trauma. We need to resolve this.
So much trauma.
We're overdue at HQ. Senator Organa says she can only give us cover for so long.
Well, we're not going anywhere until I know exactly what happened.
Leia,
We stay out here any longer.
thank you for mentioning her.
We might benefit from people asking a few more questions.
Not if we don't have any answers.
But, Mom, there's something about the water.
Yep, there we go.
There's something out there, Mom. I can feel it.
Chopper?
The hell if I know.
We need to figure out what we're gonna tell Command.
I'll cover it. What good is a high rank if you can't use it every now and then?
Mom, listen.
Use it all the time.
The waves crashing?
No. The lightsabers.
Oh.
You're truly your son's kid. No, your father's kid, sorry.
What? Oh, she can hear it as well.
Oh.
Parson, get your squadron airborne. I need you out over the ocean, low altitude, full sweep.
We already did that.
Well, we're doing it again.
Jason has abilities. His father, Kanan Jarrus, was a Jedi.
And thank you for mentioning Kanan. Finally.
Looks like you don't have much left to offer.
Don't tease him.
I haven't taught you everything yet.
Yeah. Whoa! What the f...
You can do that, apparently? Okay.
And then you end up where? Geonosis? Or the Clone Wars?
Yeah. She's brought right back into the...
And he's playing the... It's...
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different... Yeah.
Yeah.
Live action Clone Wars, are you kidding me?
This is the Clone Wars.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is one of our first missions. Why are we here? What about my training?
This is your training.
I can't believe they're doing this. The clones.
Be right back.
Twi'leks. Are they on Ryloth? And it's Rex. It's freaking Rex.
More separatist droids approaching.
We lost so many.
There's always a price to be paid.
They were following my orders. I got them killed.
Come here. This is war, Ahsoka. As Jedi, it's our job to lead. That doesn't mean we don't make mistakes.
Their mistakes cost lives.
Look, when Obi-Wan taught me, we were keepers of the peace. But now, to win this war, I have to teach you to be a soldier.
Is that all I'll have to teach my own Padawan one day? How to fight?
No.
Teaching's not all it's cracked up to be.
Really? What makes you say that?
I'm joking.
How can you joke at a time like this?
What would you prefer? You want me to be more serious?
I'd prefer it.
Listen, I'm teaching you how to lead, how to survive. And to do that, you're going to have to fight.
What if I want to stop fighting?
And you'll die.
Wow. Whoa. Oh, that was cool. Is he wearing his father's pauldron? Or like something akin to it?
I was surprised they changed their mind and approved your mission.
Oh, they never changed their mind. No, I just came anyway.
Yep.
You do things your way because you care. This is why people like you.
Is there a chance they're out here?
Always. Especially with Lady Tanner.
Yeah, she is tenacious.
So was her master.
Yeah? What was he like?
Intense.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Pretty low. As low as you can. Just go, Mom, please.
All right. The droid said low.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. I love Huang so much. And now we're on Mandalore. Shit! Oh! And they're wearing the helmets.
We'll secure the perimeter. Come on, let's go!
So now we're in a bit like the
The
later Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, at
I
the
can
very
see from the clothing.
at the very end. This is the Siege of Mandalore happening at the same time as Revenge of the Sith. But he shouldn't be there.
I don't know this battle.
Exactly.
This was the siege of Mandalore. We had parted ways by now.
Ahsoka, within you will be everything I am, all the knowledge I possess, just as I inherited knowledge from my master, and he from his. We're part of a legacy.
But my part of that legacy is one of death and war.
But you're more than that. Because I'm more than that.
You are more, Anakin, but more powerful and dangerous than anyone realized.
I gave you a choice. Live
And now it's red.
or die.
Hers are blue. So
Yeah,
this is before that she denounces her.
No, like just Anakin gave her blue lightsabers for this mission specifically.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
You lack conviction.
Oh! Come on.
Did you see
Can
the
she
shit
do it? Yeah.
in her eyes?
I choose to live.
There's hope for you yet.
I'm gone.
Oh, what's happening?
She's returning to...
To the water?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the
No,
underwater stuff.
no.
But we were right about her just floating out there in the water.
Surprisingly steady.
It's probably still like hovering like, right above the water. Oh, looks weird without the...
Yeah, very...
I'm like, something's off.
Literally something's off.
You might have been lost for good, if not for Jason.
Jason is here.
With his mother and a squadron of X-Wings. All unauthorized, of course.
Just had to mention that. I thought for a second she was wearing a white cloak. Maybe not yet.
Why didn't you show Jason inside your starship?
I've been in a starship before.
A Jedi starship?
Nope.
Will you train me?
No.
No.
You know how to build a lightsaber?
Yes?
Will you teach me?
No.
Wow, you're so boring, Hu Yang.
Give the boy a lightsaber.
Yeah.
She might have left an impression on it. Like a memory.
Bingo.
So we'll know what happened.
Force Echo?
Possibly.
Share a common goal.
Such a cool ability.
Mm-hmm.
This challenge. Come with me. Willingly.
I wish I could do that.
It's the fleet. They're on their way.
Oh.
Well, they're a little late.
I don't think they're coming to help.
They're coming
Uh-oh.
to uh-oh. Coming to reprimand Hera and okay.
Arrest her, maybe?
The Purrgil. And yeah, that's how you get there, of course.
Of course. Right, a Purrgil. They must be able to travel at very high speeds as well then, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. They can go through hyperspace.
Do you have evidence of Imperial Remnant activity or of Grand Admiral Thrawn's return?
No.
Then I'm afraid there's nothing more I can do. The Senate Oversight Committee is going to determine if your command should be permanently suspended.
There we go.
You are going to need her testimony to help you.
I don't know how you score this, but we're losing right now.
I know how to follow Sabine.
Just do that. Don't go back to Coruscant. Not yet.
I'm not sure I like this plan.
Yes, I would like to second that.
Okay, now she is straight up wearing white.
Yeah.
Ahsoka the White! Here we go.
It's just they move so slow, so it's just hard for me to.
They can
like,
go into light speed.
Yeah, but it's still like they have to. Sorry, I know. Actual physiology in this universe is not like
No,
real.
of course not. It's magic, basically.
Damn, there are many.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, look at them. Oh, she looks great. I love that outfit. Ooh. Hi.
They can't interrupt, they'll frighten the pod.
How much time do you need?
I don't know, just don't let them approach.
Whoa.
You know very well who we are and why we are here. Now, where is General Syndulla?
I'm afraid that's classified information.
You're just gonna stall like that?
Captain, the reason we are here is because there was no mission.
I respectfully disagree.
Tell us what Ahsoka Tano and General Syndulla are up to, and perhaps we can help.
The best way you can help is to maintain your...
They're talking to space whales. Just...
Back off, man.
It's just like the stories you told me. How the whales together and the bad guys far, far away.
Yeah, they saved us.
Ugh. Fly into my mouth? I thought they had teeth, by the way.
That's kind of like teeth. That's
Yeah, I know, but like just in Rebels, they clearly have like big teeth.
like
But-
sharp teeth?
No, not sharp, but
Like human teeth.
almost.
What? Okay.
Get in there.
Get in there.
Move us in.
All right. But you best come back inside.
Okay, Mom.
She's already like smiling a lot more, and it's clear that the whole experience changed her outlook. If it wasn't already evident by the what she's wearing. Alright, we're just gonna Pinocchio this thing.
Jonas and the whale, this thing.
You're certain they know where Sabine was taken?
I have no idea.
What?
No idea.
It could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that slow turn.
Yeah, that's great. You what?
I'd move your fleet out of there if I were you.
They're about to jump.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
about
move.
to jump.
Move. Holy moly, it's big. Oh yeah, there we go. See the eyes?
And there was like a... Is that the... I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna...
Yep,
oh, it's loading, it's loading. Oh, are they gonna follow?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Jason's too young to travel between galaxies.
Hera, I'll find them.
May the Force be with you.
Right.
Oh man, Dave. Yep. That was pretty damn great. And now we go to that other galaxy.
Now we go here.
Oh, to this galaxy?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what it looks like.
Sure, yeah. I just can't wait to see Thrawn now, of course, and Ezra eventually. Wow. There we go. Part 5, Shadow Warrior. That was an amazing episode. It's like they gave us something that a lot of Star Wars fans have been asking for, yearning for a long while, and that is live action Clone Wars, or at least like a version of it. This was more of a memory version because we still had that like foggy, hazy thing around them. We couldn't see the surroundings clearly. I know that could also be a technical thing, or like it works within the story, but it also makes sense for them to, like, it is still a television series. And maybe like instead of like building these big sets, like they're using the volume a lot, and that type of stuff works pretty well with the volume. So, but oh man, we got so much Anakin in this one. Anakin and Ahsoka, young Ahsoka. We got to see the clones. We got to see Rex, of course, hear him speak briefly, and it was, of course, Tamora Morrison back voicing the clones. We didn't see them. I thought that maybe they were going to do some sort of de-aging thing, because we saw like one of the clones that was injured laying there, but they just bandaged up his entire face. So we didn't see him. And I don't know if we are going to see Rex, like present day Rex, if you want to call it that, because like he would be really old first and foremost, because let's not forget that they age twice as fast as normal human beings. So yeah, I don't know how they would weave him into the story of if he is still alive at this point in time. But what we saw a younger version of him, like within the armor, and I love that they are, like, you can see that it is people wearing armor, wearing costumes here in the scenes, whereas like in the prequel trilogies, like all the clones, they were CGI. Like there were no armors, no costumes created for the clones, but we have that now. We also saw that in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba, I think, or no, that was mostly the Mandalorian. We saw that, and also in Andor, we also saw some clones there. That was just so happy we got that. So happy. And Anakin in his Clone Wars outfit, early Clone Wars outfit. We even got to see a little bit of like Siege of Mandalore, so we saw some Mandalorians again, and with the like the red markings and like the Maul Mandalorians. And I think that I don't know who it was, but the young actress played Ahsoka. I think she did a really good job.
Good casting, yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really good casting.
I mean, in terms of both like looking a little bit like the Clone Wars version of Ahsoka,
yeah,
but also like making her look like Rosario Dawson. So like like the resemblance was pretty nice.
It was a really good mix there, and again, just going back to Anakin, I love that Hayden got to play this version of Anakin, and
yeah, because we didn't see a lot of that in the prequels. We didn't see, and that's one of the things that I liked with Clone Wars was like and also with the jump between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Like in the start of Revenge of the Sith, we see that Anakin and Obi, they have such a great bickering bond because like they're very close at this point.
Yeah.
But we didn't really see them go from that point to like from this to that point. But we see that in Clone Wars how their relationship is just building and how they develop to be so close.
Exactly.
So that's also, I think, something that Hayden Christensen enjoyed, like actually playing this part of Anakin where he's like, he's somewhere in between.
Yeah. And we get that transition more, of course, in the Clone Wars, and it makes more sense if you couple that with the prequels.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
when you get to Revenge of the Sith, as you said, like their bond, everything they've gone through in the Clone Wars, it has changed them. And also Anakin's bitterness towards the Jedi Council or the Jedi Order in general, like that, the switch, it makes more sense when you couple it with the Clone Wars. And I know that Hayden Christensen, he also actually took a lot of, I guess you would call like inspiration from the voice actor from the Clone Wars, Matt Lanter, that he tried to emulate some of the stuff that he did as well, because he was really impressed with how he portrayed the character. I also read somewhere that Hayden was actually open to voicing the character himself, but he was never asked. Which kind of sucks a little bit. Although, like, still, Matt Lanter did such a good job voicing the character.
For me, he is the voice of Anakin. So.
Yeah, you've almost like heard that version more, or and just by sheer volume or like hours worth of content. Like there's 7 seasons of Clone Wars, and there are only 2 movies where Hayden got to really play Anakin.
Perhaps I should just just disclaim, I really did not like Hayden's portrayal of Anakin. So I feel like anything, like anyone could do better. I'm sorry. So that's also like why I would definitely prefer Matt Lanter, at least his voice, over Hayden, because I just think he's sorry. It's just a personal opinion. That's my gripe with like the whole prequel trilogy. So.
It's a personal preference. You're not alone in that, but I know that there are a lot of people who also, of course, love Hayden in that role. I thought he did a perfectly good job, and I thought him coming back here, like he did a good job here in Ahsoka, and he's grown with the character even more. I think he did a really good job in Obi-Wan as well, where he, playing those dual roles as well, both as Anakin and as Vader, and we got to like really see dark side Anakin here with the Sith eyes and the red lightsaber, and that's something like we never got to see before, and we have never seen before, is like straight up Anakin with a red lightsaber. And we got to see him fighting a lot, fighting Ahsoka, and you can just see his fighting style. Like that's something that I think, like, if no matter what you think about Hayden's acting, his fighting, like his ability to wield a lightsaber, that's top notch. And he was always praised a lot by the stunt coordinators and so on, that like he really just picked it up like that, and he was just proficient, and he learned the choreography fast, and you can just see that he still got it, and that was amazing seeing him fight and with Ahsoka, and we got again like the transition with Ahsoka. We got to see her like wielding all the different lightsabers that she has wielded, all the colors. She started out with 1 green lightsaber, then she had 2 green lightsabers. She lost them when she left the Jedi Order. And then when she sort of came back for that last mission with the Siege of Mandalore, Anakin gave her lightsabers back, but he had cheekily changed the lightsaber colors to blue because, well, his lightsaber was blue. So it was just a little, nod to himself, I guess.
Cool.
And then later on, she's got the white lightsabers. And now she's also Ahsoka the White, and that is something that Dave has well, yeah, he's been pretty upfront about comparing Ahsoka to Gandalf in that way, and I guess you don't like that.
No, I'm a bit like, because I always love a good transformation story, always, and I absolutely love what they were telling with this. But just like that's just a pet peeve of mine. It's just like, write your own story, man. Like, I'm sorry, no, but understand me correctly. It's just a bit too on the nose. It's for me, it's too on the nose. I absolutely spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
No, not a spoiler. Sorry. Just a cat alert. Then I guess. It's just for me, Lord of the Rings is just like it's my favorite movie.
Oh, okay. You see it.
I see it as one piece of art. But yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time. And Lord of the Rings, the books as well, it means a lot to me because I was raised on them. And I don't know, I just like this whole thing because it's so on the nose. Like, he could at least have done it and just like tweaked it a little bit, but because it's so on the nose, like she literally goes from gray to white after she has like this transformation.
Yeah, and she seemingly dies, but then she's reborn.
Exactly, like it's just a bit too, as I said, too on the nose. Like, it's a way too like one-to-one.
Falls in the water, same as Gandalf. She doesn't fight on a mountaintop.
No,
and then
but
all
she
the way
fights
down.
her Balrog. So
Yes.
for me, it's a bit like it's a bit too on the nose. It's just again personal opinion, and it's only the thing with like her going from gray to white. It's not the transformation because, and I have a lot of things to say about that, but we'll get into that later on. Just in a sec. So I just wanted to get it out there. It was a bit too on the nose. It's the same thing with the space whales, because I know space whales have been it's a bit thing, and I think it's like almost like there's a lot of like Star Trek feelings about like certain things in Star Wars as well. Like the way they I have
because there were also whales in the Star Trek movies. What you're saying?
Yeah, and like they kind of serve a similar purpose.
They do.
Well.
Look, like,
if I remember correctly,
I haven't seen it, so I can't
I could be wrong about this because I feel like I read the plot for some of them because we don't have access to all the Star Trek movies here in Denmark.
Yeah, and we did a trivia thing at one point, and you had to read up on it. So
yeah. And I feel like they had like it's a bit like the same purpose. I know it's not the same design and all of that, but again, it's a bit too on the nose. For me personally,
fair enough.
But like I still enjoy it, so it's not like that. It's just like a tiny gripe of mine, a tiny pet peeve. So
yes, I get it. Yeah, like to me, it's I don't mind it because Star Wars has always paid homage to a lot of different genres and other things in pop culture, and kind of incorporated it into the stories that they're telling. But like, you're right, like it is very on the nose with the Ahsoka Gandalf comparison. But I loved it the way that they got there, and it was something that we saw in the epilogue of Rebels, where Ahsoka was wearing white, but they sort of retconned that, like that part of it a little bit, because Dave wanted to show that transition and not just jump into the series and she was wearing white.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's fine, like if you do something like this, where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done it like this, or I want to explain this, and so it doesn't like, there's like a mismatch there, and you just say, yeah, well, I regret, or I changed it up because I wanted to, and it's totally fine with that. Instead of just making like weird, like long ass weird explanations, like sounds like excuses why they do differently.
He's just straight up changing it, and that's very Dave Filoni, and it is his own like he's just changing his own stuff.
Yeah, and if he's just like straight, I just liked it better, then fine.
Fine. I just really wanted to show that transformation, and we got that here in this episode in World Between Worlds, where again we got to see Anakin, we got to see the Clone Wars, we got a sort of a lesson there, and you had some thoughts about it.
I have many thoughts, so buckle up.
Buckle up. Fair enough.
For me, and I know it's probably supposed to be a little bit more I don't know, but I look at this like completely metaphorical, like this world between worlds. I don't see Anakin as like his Force ghost or anything. I see him as a manifestation of what, like, the obstacle that Ahsoka has to overcome. So I don't see him as like physically there. It's not him. It's her manifestation of him. That's also why he looks the way that he does.
Yes.
Because that's the Anakin that she remembers. That's the Anakin that, like, she last saw.
Yeah, and she even took him through like the Siege of Mandalore memory, where he said, like, I wasn't part of this battle. This is not something that I know. Like, I wouldn't be able to show you this. This is Ahsoka herself doing this because she was there. He wasn't.
Yeah, and we also kind of get to, like, the whole core of her, like, her insecurities, or like the trauma that she has, because we saw it first when we got to the Clone Wars, and she's like, we lost so many and it's my fault and all of this. And this is what I think that she has been troubled by this whole time, that everywhere she goes, someone is like, they either fight for her or like they do whatever she tells them to do. They lose their lives. They lose something that is like
tragedy occurs.
Yeah,
everywhere.
It's tragedy, and she feels like she feels responsible for it. And that's also why she's been so stoic and so like
closed off.
Yeah. Exactly, because that's what she's been dealing with. Like, that's the trauma that and her,
and she's been alone with it as well.
Yeah, and she's like, because of the whole this like Jedi stuff. That's also why she kind of turned her back on the Jedis, right? Because she didn't want to be a soldier. She wanted to be a peacekeeper. She wanted to.
Yeah, and the big catalyst there was also like just how they treated her in the trial and what happened in those episodes. But yeah,
sure. But the whole thing with like her supposed to be a leader and then causing all of this tragedy. So yeah, that's why she's been closed off. And she even like, because she scolds him for like taking the piss on certain things.
Yeah, why are you joking?
Yeah, why are you joking
now?
about
This is so serious. Like, people are dying and you're joking.
Yeah, and that's like, because that's also, I think you had a gripe with this as well. Like, she was so also emotional, like
almost emotionless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
she was just closed off. Like, there was no emotion in her. Like, she was just completely flat.
But now it makes sense.
And because I think this is what she's been telling herself, that she's not allowed to joke with this. She's not allowed to see any kind of like humor in it, or she's not allowed to feel anything other than freaking tragedy.
Yes.
But then he comes by and he says, well, what do you want me to do? How do you want to
react in this situation? Do you want me to be more serious? Like, what is like, is that gonna help anything? Yeah. And
then it's like, perhaps it kind of dawned on her that, well, this is hard. And that like this, yeah, and then we cut to back to the World Between Worlds.
Yes.
Again, it's just, for me, it's just a manifestation of her being in limbo because she's almost dead. And then he says, you lack conviction. And that's probably because she's been lacking conviction because she's been so bottled up in her own tragedy, in her own sorrow, grief, whatever.
Yeah.
And we have this constant like switch between light and dark and everything, you know, with Anakin as well, because she's also, I think she also feels a lot like she feels responsible in a way for how the way Anakin turned out.
Yeah, she's been battling her own demons. She's been, you know, the dark side has also influenced her thoughts because of, well, fear and, well, yeah, leads to the dark side. Yeah.
Yes, and she feels kind of responsible for the way that Anakin turned out. That's also why we constantly get those glimpses where it's like, oh, I should have seen this. I should have been there. I should have caught
done
up
something.
on it.
Yeah, could I have done something to, like, if I had been there? And that's also a question that many fans have asked, is like, if Ahsoka was there, would Anakin still have turned? Would what happened still have happened?
Yeah, and again, that's one of the manifestations of her trauma as well. But she overcomes this, like, and we will see it because when they stand there and you see this like quick
turn in her
eyes, where they actually become like orangey ready.
Yeah,
it's like it's her just confronting the dark side in her, and she's like, no.
Yeah. I choose to live.
I choose to live. I choose conviction. I choose, like, and I'm gonna show you conviction.
I choose the dark side, and I'm gonna become the Jedi now. What the Jedi?
Choose the dark side.
Sorry, I choose the light side.
Yeah.
I've just been saying dark side so much. I choose the light, and I'm gonna become the Jedi now. What the Jedi are supposed to be, and I guess like you could also like again compare it to Gandalf, and when he becomes Gandalf the White, and he says, "I am not Saruman, but I'm what he's supposed to be," or like who he's supposed to be. I'm paraphrasing, but it's sort of the same deal here as well. Yeah, and this makes for that beautiful transformation, transition for her.
Exactly, and then as I said, I'm gonna prove that I am like convicted.
Yeah,
and that's also what she chooses. Like that she shows when she's like, I'm confronting my dark side. I really want to kill you.
Yes,
but I'm also choosing. I'm convicted to the dark side. Oh, sorry, the light side. I'm convicted. Well. Yeah. I'm convicted to live. I am convicted to be. Just be.
Yeah. Again, also because bad stuff is going to happen. There is like you never really know where it is. Like things are going, but it's a matter of again like conviction and how you face those things. And we also got it there in the end where they were just inside of the Purrgil, and Huyang was like, do you know where we're going? Does it know where it's supposed to take us? Like, I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Whatever happens, happens. And whatever happened, happened. And you will have to live with that, but still, choosing to live and choosing to not
right now.
Yeah, and to not just live in the past and be consumed by the tragedy and like the darkness of what happened. It's beautiful stuff.
And sorry, I know it's completely sidetrack. But I remember I just watched Kung Fu Panda right before I watched the original trilogy for the first time, like reals. Okay. And I absolutely love Kung Fu Panda. I love that. Like, there's a lot of speaking of transformation as well, but like there's a lot of, and also that there's also another important lesson in Kung Fu Panda. Sorry, but
it's fine. It's
the thing where it's like accepting you are who you are, and that you don't fit into you don't have to fit into a certain box to become, I don't know, like the perfect warrior or whatever. You have to make the box fit to you, if that makes sense.
I get it, yeah.
And that was just so important for me back when I was like 19 or whatever. And there's like this quote, and I know it's not a quote from the movie, like it's made for the movie, but it's just like a normal quote. It says, "Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present."
Aha.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes, and I think that's also because then, as I said, a few days later, I watched the original trilogy, and I just fell completely head over heels in love with the Star Wars, the universe and the stories, especially the story, because I felt like there's a lot of like similarities between it, and it's of course like they're based on some of the the same stories, like Eastern
mythology as well. Yeah, like again taking a lot of inspiration, and then we got the hero's journey, which is prevalent in a lot of these types of stories.
Yes, exactly, and that's why sorry. Like I know that it was a very long explanation for something, but it's just again this lesson about like living in the now is so important and it's also something I've been struggling with because I live somewhere between the future and the past, and I have a tendency to have very hard time to focus on the now. Yeah. And I think a lot of people do. So Ahsoka also getting this transformation was like she's so worried about she has so much trauma in the past that she has not confronted, and suddenly she confronts it, and now she's just open to what's gonna happen. Yeah. No matter what's gonna happen.
Focus on the here and now, where you belong. Qui-Gon said something akin to that in episode 1, and it is a very Star Wars-y Jedi thing about like staying in the moment and not being consumed by what happened or what will happen.
Or distracted by like all of these worries or all of this, like.
Yeah, exactly, and being fearful of any of that, because that will again lead to the dark side. So, damn, yeah, that was really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost like speechless after this episode, so I'm glad that you just took the reins on this one.
sorry.
Thank you so much.
I had a lot to say. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's great, and a few things that I just wanna highlight before we wrap it up is Jason. Of course, yeah, he was the one who was able to actually find Ahsoka, and so we were sort of right in that, and I'm sure many others also predicted it, especially with the line that he had in the previous one where I have a bad feeling, not about this, but I just have a bad feeling. Of course, connected to the Force, his Force sensitivity, and it just made a lot of sense that he was the one who figured it out. We got a mention of Kanan Jarrus. Finally, thank you for saying that name. Thank you, Dave, because he's such an important character, especially to the Rebels mythos, and he, to me, is one of my absolute favorite characters. And I still almost swell up just thinking about how
everything turned out.
Yeah, but so happy to see him live on in his son. That is so beautiful. I love Hera and Jason and their relationship as well. Yeah, and then a quick mention of Senator Organa, of course.
Yeah, because they can't really show her without it being CGI
deep fake. Like they could do it in the same way that they did it with Luke, and I think they could do it relatively well, but it just seems a bit wrong now that Carrie's not with us anymore. Like at least Mark, he was there on the set and sort of going through it before the body double jumped in and they did the actual filming and put young Luke's face on him. So like Mark was there, and they haven't done anything with Han. They did a young version of Han, but that was Alden Ehrenreich playing that character. I don't know if we're ever going to see him again, but I digress. It was just nice hearing them mention Senator Organa or Leia, because that also makes a lot of sense to at least mention some of these characters. Like we haven't had a Luke Skywalker mentioned just yet, and I know that's a gripe that some people have, is like, why, when this stuff is going on and it's so important, why isn't your first phone call, hey Luke, we need your help, there's some shit going on here, like the hero of the rebellion and the ones who defeated the Empire and yada yada. But as we also talked about before, it makes sense for in this time period where he is kind of distancing himself from everything and going out and looking for old Jedi temples and Jedi artifacts and so on, things relating to the Force. Maybe we'll get some mentions, maybe not, but it was at least nice to just get some of it here in this, and then seeing the Purrgil go into hyperspace again in the same way that they did in Rebels. There was a little change that, like, just to the design that I also mentioned, with them not having like chompers, like teeth in that way, but I like this change because it just makes more sense with these whales. That's more of a whaley thing, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Like, I could probably keep going about like little details that I loved, but just overall, I'm a happy Star Wars fan right now. I love this episode, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. Now we are finally really jumping to that next galaxy. We got only 3 episodes left, but a lot can happen in those episodes. And are we gonna see Thrawn in the next one, or maybe
possibly perhaps we're gonna see him like right in the end as like a cliffhanger thing.
I think they might,
and then we get the last 2 episodes with
where
full on Thrawn, everything,
and then maybe Ezra at the very end. I think they're gonna, like, if he's gonna show up in this season, and we don't know if there's gonna be more seasons still either, but if and when he shows up, it's probably gonna be towards the very end.
Yeah. I have questions about that whole thing, the whole ordeal with Thrawn and Ezra, because they've been away for a long time.
Me too.
But I'm just.
A lot of people have questions because they've never explained any of it, so they better get into it because they've been gone for a while. What happened immediately after? How and why weren't Ezra able to travel back with the Purrgil? That now that he traveled there with them, and
for me, it's nothing
how
like
did
that.
They survive?
It's like
and
yeah, the whole survival. But how are they gonna survive in another galaxy without any freaking because they can't run on they don't have fuel forever, right? So what are they going? Have they settled somewhere and even.
I don't know. I don't know how many
questions, and they're probably gonna answer it to some degree, and then just perhaps either do like a shitty explanation, or just as you said, like with the magic thing, and then we don't have to think about it like that. Or
we'll see. Like they did go there on the Chimera, the Thrawn Star Destroyer. So there might have been a bunch of rations there, and.
But still, they're we're talking
aboard.
about years, right? We're talking about years. We don't know. Of course, we don't know how time travels in the other galaxy, because again, that could just be magic. But
yeah, and they haven't aged at all or something. Yeah, that could be it. It has only been a couple of days for them.
Yeah, because
we'll see when we get there, but
I don't expect an explanation that makes sense scientifically. But again, as you said, this whole universe is pure magic, so let's just leave that at.
It's sci-fi fantasy, very much so.
Probably more fantasy than sci-fi.
Way more fantasy than sci-fi, to be honest. Yeah.
It's just when you work in science,
you want explanations.
Yeah, and sometimes I can't help but think that's not how that works, and then when it's Star Wars, I'm just gonna let
go
slide.
of it.
Because it's just fantasy.
Yes, just live in the moment. Let go of it. One last thing, because we know, oh dear, Wes Chatham, he is in this series.
Yeah, I was just thinking
so we better see him soon as well. He is supposedly playing Thrawn's right-hand man, like a Captain Enoch or Eli, something. So he's obviously also still in that other galaxy. So when we see Thrawn, we're also going to see Wes Chatham again. Amos. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to get into Danish word of the day, and then we'll wrap it up. This was a long one.
Yes, sorry. When I go down a rabbit hole, it's going to get lengthy and girthy. I'm sorry.
Okay, Danish word of the day, or we're feeling generous, so you'll get Danish words of the day today. The first one that we're gonna go with, we've been talking a lot of, they were very instrumental to this episode, the Purrgil, the space whales. So we'll just translate whale, because why not? We've already translated space. So whale in Danish is
whale.
Yeah, so kind of the same,
but without because. Another one of those silly silent
letters. Yeah, like the H, you don't really just veil. And we don't compare it to the English word whale with a W. We don't use W. It's not really something do we have any Danish words with a W in them?
Yes, but then I think it's pronounced as just a plain V.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not like in German where you have a V that's pronounced like an F, and then you had a double V that's W. That is what is it even called? No,
yeah.
A W that's pronounced like a V.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. For us, it's just we don't really use the W. So I can't even think of.
No, me neither.
Because even a WC, like a water closet, toilet, we call it VC.
Oh yeah, VC, exactly. Most people just say toilet.
Yeah, at this point.
I'm gonna go to the toilet. We don't say
bathroom
or anything.
Sometimes you say VC, but
rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
whale in English and veil in Danish, and then we're also gonna translate the title, which is 2 words. Shadow Warrior in Danish is
Skyggekriger. So we have shadow.
Yes.
Skygge.
Go with that one first. Yeah.
And then warrior is kriger. I would say that that's because warrior, it stems from war.
Yes.
So and
it's the same.
And
in
war
Danish.
in Danish is krig. So kriger just means basically like a
warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, warrior. So like
it's a very good translation.
Person of war, basically. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the shadow, skygge. That's pretty self-explanatory. Like there's nothing there.
It's a noun.
Yeah. So just reiterate, we have shadow, which is skygge, warrior, which is kriger, and then together it's shadow warrior, skygge, kriger, and I guess we can also just, because you sort of mentioned it, war, krig. So that was a lot. That was like 4 words.
Yeah.
As I said, we're feeling generous today. So you got 4 Danish words.
Just a quick, because in English you would divide the words, so you have shadow warrior, but in Danish we have a tendency to put the words together.
Yes.
So it would be skyggekriger in one.
We would do that? With
Yes,
that one?
we do that. Okay. That's what we do.
We do it a lot. I just wasn't sure if we do it with that.
We would do this with this as well. Yeah.
Okay, yes, yeah. We put the words together if it is supposed to be like a word.
It's also with Star Wars. It's also 2 words. In Danish, it would be Stjernekrigen. So it would be, or Stjernekrige.
Okay, but yeah. I guess, there we go. Even more Danish words of the day. We're
sorry,
just
but
piling them on.
I'm just trying to explain
that.
That's also...
It's fine.
Because we don't usually say Stjernekrigen in Danish.
No, we just say Star Wars.
We say Star Wars. I think in the original, when it came out in Denmark back in 78 or whenever.
Yeah, that's when we got the first one, yeah.
Yeah. It was called Stjernekrigen. So they did translate it back then. We don't really use that much any longer. So
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, another rabbit hole.
No, that's fine. So ending on, I don't know why we haven't done that one before at all, but I guess now you got it. So that's essentially 5 in this video alone, and it was part 5. Star Wars Stjernekrigen.
Oh well, because Star Wars, like that would be Stjernekrige.
Yeah, but that's not how we translate.
That's not how we translate.
Yeah. So we'll just go with the translation that they just decided upon.
Quickly wanted to clear that.
Yep. All right. This was a long episode, which was very nice, but also a very long discussion, conversation thing. Review.
Whatever.
Still very nice. And a lot of Danish words of the day. There you go. That'll do it for this reaction and review of Ahsoka Part 5. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. May the Force be with you. Bye.
Bye.